see your shallow end float. Ah, I'm all in. I'm going to the deep end.
What? No, I can only float in the shallow end. I'm not going in the deep end. I'm out of here. I fold. Cash me out.
In this video, we're gonna cover all the basics of your buoyancy so you can stop having to stay in the shallow end and raise that guy and go on into the deep end. Let's go!
If you're new to the channel, the universal principle to learning how to swim is relaxation. I know we talk about it all the time, but I can't stress how important it is. And that's why it's principle number 1 for buoyancy. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about.
In the next couple of scenes, I am gonna exaggerate my movements, but I'm doing that so you can see the difference in tension in our body versus relaxation. Just know that going in. Tension in the body means density in the water. Tense means dense. Tense, check it out. When you are nervous, we carry tension in our body, which creates density. Makes it really hard to swim. Versus, I'm out of shape. Swimming fully relaxed, where we don't bring in our fear and therefore our tension, and instead we can utilize the properties of water to hold us up. Watch how smooth this is.
Principle number 2 is utilizing the full capacity of our lungs. But first, there's an epic announcement. Hey babe, the mail just came. I'm gonna go get it. Oh my God, I'm so excited. God, babe, pre-registration is open. Babe.
Holy, registration's open for Learn to Swim 101 with Caribe Swim? Learn to swim without fear and with 100% confidence? Click on the link in the description below if you're interested in learning how to swim for the first time without fear and with 100% confidence. You're not gonna wanna miss this. We have a limited number of spots. Make sure to pre-register now.
And now back to Buoyancy 101. Well, after you register. Principle number 2 is utilizing the full capacity of our lungs. When these suckers are fully inflated, wait, seriously, Jeff? Give me a different one. When our lungs are fully inflated, they act just like a life vest. Let me show you what a great set of fully inflated lungs looks like.
When we get a full breath and we're fully inflating our lungs, we're gonna be super buoyant in the water. Check this out. Full breath, more. Floating is super, super easy. Now, watch what happens as I start to exhale. This is me blowing out a balloon. So I hope that captured what happens when we don't have a full set of lungs. Man, going on stage after that's gonna be tough to beat. Buoyancy principle number 3 is ensuring our spine is always in alignment. Now, here's what that means when we're doing a front float. One of the most common issues that brand new swimmers make when they're learning how to front float or learning how to do forward propulsion for the first time is a natural human tendency. We want to see where we're going, okay? The problem is when we lift our head up, that brings our spine out of alignment. Our head weighs a lot, and so when our spine is out of alignment, that weight of our head pushes us underwater. Watch what I'm talking about. Lift my head up and under I go. Now, this problem exacerbates on our back. One of the most common issues that brand new back floaters make is they like to look at their toes. The reason they do that is it lifts their head out of the water a little bit, which makes it so water doesn't have to get in our ears. Most of us don't like that feeling. The problem is it comes at a super steep cost. Check it out. When our spine is fully in alignment, we're slightly looking behind us in our back float. Watch what happens if I even move a couple of inches and start to look at my toes. Watch how quickly I go down. So congratulations and thank you for getting to this point in the video. That means you're invested in your own future and your own Learn to Swim experience. And for that, I'm super grateful. to summarize what this video covered, in order for you to be successful in the water, we need to make sure we're not bringing unaddressed fear into the water with us, which creates tension and density in the water. Instead, we can integrate a breathing and meditation practice into our learn to swim experience before we get into the water, and that will greatly help reduce the amount of anxiety and tension in our body so that we can actually begin to utilize properties of water to help hold us up instead of fighting against it and resulting in a not great experience, or resulting in an experience that just doesn't teach you how to swim. I think we can fit one more clever pun in here. If you want to bet on your buoyancy, go all in with our Caribe Swim Learn to Swim 101 course found in the link in the description below. We are pre-selling right now. We have a limited number of seats, so get yours today. And just for sticking around to the end of the video, I'm going to give you a bonus section on the difference between trying to float with buoyancy in the shallow end versus trying to do that in the deep end. And this is a common area that trips up a lot of new adult swimmers because we have a comfort area in the shallow end. We know inside of our head that we're going to be safe because all we have to do is just stand up. But what we don't realize is that when we're floating in the shallow end, we're still floating. And that is the exact same principle that happens in the deep end. The only difference is our mind starts to play tricks on us, starts to take us out of our present state and into a state of nervousness, tension, or into our fight or flight response. And when that happens, our muscles start to get dense and we're no longer able to maintain our buoyancy, even though the skill set is the exact same floating in the shallow end as it is the deep end. All right, so I got a bonus. If you really stuck around all the way to the end, there's one more general principle that helps guide whether we float or sink or have an easier time floating or a harder time floating, and that's our fat to muscle ratio in our body. For those of us who are bodybuilders, obviously not me, but if you carry a lot of muscle mass, that is gonna be much more dense than fat is. So if that sounds like you, or you happen to be on the opposite end of the spectrum, well, that might end up playing in our favor when it comes to floating. Make sure to subscribe to our page, like our video, click the little bell. That way you get notified every single time we put out a new video that'll help you learn how to swim. See you guys at the next one.